every day's a learning day.
Every day's a learning day, very much so.
Learning to trade is learning to be successful, right? Because it's all about those disciplines and the way we react to money and the way we react to everything like that. Today, we are joined by the fabulous James.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Because I think a lot of us go, I'm a trader now, I'm going. But you do need that time. There's still a journey to go on once you're live, to mess up, to play around, to see what you're going to do and to carry on learning.
If people are just like, I'm going to give it a bit of a dabble, give it a bit of a whatever, that's fine if you're just doing a free masterclass and that's where you're stopping. That's fine if you're just doing Forex and 5 and that's where you're stopping. But if you decide, right, I can see the potential of this, I want to make it happen, you do need to have that focus on it. Hello everybody and welcome to the STARTrading Podcast with me, Lewis.
And me, Sophie.
And today we are joined by the fabulous James.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Very good to have you. Thank you for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. So, James, tell us about you. Who are you? Why did you want to get into trading? Yeah.
Who am I? So, yes, very long story, hopefully fairly short. So, I'm a software engineering manager by profession at the moment. I have a lovely wife, Lisa, and son, Isaac, who is 18 now. And we're on a little bit of a journey right now. In the last year or so, we've gone from very, very comfortable lifestyle to taking ourselves out of our comfort zone, geographically moving to a different part of the country, new jobs, new challenges, some health issues, some personal issues with family and bits and pieces like that. And as part of that, both Lisa and I have done a little bit of a financial audit, and we looked, as a lot of people do, we looked at our pensions, we looked at our future and thought about our retirement and our future lives and so on, and realised that actually we're not in a great place, even both having good jobs and both having fairly probably normal pensions, not in a fantastic place. So we are doing some exciting things about that. So I had some health issues second half of last year. While I had time off for that, I actually came across you, Lewis, speaking at an online event one weekend, and felt that obviously this was before I knew you, but I thought this guy looks kind of okay and fairly trustworthy. So that was really interesting. The whole trading thing, it engaged with my analytical sense. And I kind of thought, yeah, this is something that I could potentially get into and hopefully be good at. Lisa's also doing other things. She's actually getting into some property, so she's doing some property development work now. So that's how I came to be both interested in trading and then start to engage with the community with you. Did Forex in 5 in, I think it was around mid-November-ish, something like that. Yeah. That was 2023. And then rolled on from that and decided to make the investment to actually, join the community and actually start to learn this properly. And fast forwarding to now, in the last week or so, I've just finished my platinum mentorship. So I'm now certified, if you like, for all of the strategies that STARTrading teach, which is a really nice place to be. And that feels like a massive sense of achievement from my perspective. I'm now just going into my next phase, if you like, which is going to be the practical application and managing the psychology of trading live. For anyone listening who's part of the community and got that far, you'll know that trading live is a very different thing from trading pretend backtesting. So that's the next phase for me. So the second half of this year, going through to the end of 2024, is going to be the fine-tuning, the managing the psychology, the getting away from making silly mistakes, which we'll talk about. We've got a meeting in a few days and we'll talk about the silly mistakes that I've made, and hopefully you'll help me. So that's where I am, brief history.
Brilliant. Fantastic. That was a great overview.
Yes.
I think. Yeah.
How did you find the course and the whole 6 months? What were your best bits?
Very, very inspiring, empowering, harder than I expected it to be. It finds your weak areas if you take it seriously. There are times when you feel that I'm just not getting this. This is really, really hard. I feel like I'm going backwards. It does take it takes dedication, and I think like learning any new skill, especially if it's a skill that's potentially going to be life changing, which trading absolutely can be, you really have to go all in.
Yeah.
You can't think, oh, I'll try that. Yeah, maybe I'll do this, or maybe whatever. Like if you're going to do it, you really got to go for it. At least for the period of the mentorship that you take, you really have to go all in on it. You know, it's fair to then later maybe say, actually, I'm going to try something else, but you're not going to succeed at something like this if you don't go all in on it. So I found it challenging, empowering. I'm very, very happy that I've done it. I feel in a great position now to take it forward.
Yeah.
So for me, it's worked out really, really well. But yeah, so it's good.
Yeah. And I think also I love that because you do have to, in essence, make it a priority. Same with any new thing you're doing in your life. If people are just like, oh, I'm going to give it a bit of a dabble, give it a bit of a whatever, that's fine if you're just doing a free masterclass and that's where you're stopping. That's fine if you're just doing Forex in 5 and that's where you're stopping. But if you decide, right, I can see the potential of this, I want to make it happen, you do need to have that focus, I think. And I think one of the things we've talked about quite a bit, especially actually on the podcast this season, is that jump from backtesting to live trading. It is a jump. And I always talk about kind of 3 big jumps. The first one is deciding you're going to learn this thing in the first place. Like, right, I'm actually going to do this. That's the first jump. Then the second jump is taking that decision and actually learning. So actually taking that information on board, learning that information, starting to apply it. And the third one is once you've learned how to apply it, applying it live, not applying it in theory and in backtesting. So that's the kind of jump we're at right now, which is really exciting, but does require us to master our mindset, master our emotions, avoid making silly mistakes. But I will encourage you, because silly mistakes is part of the learning process as well.
Yeah.
So now you've made silly mistakes, you'll know what mistakes not to make next time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's at this stage people suddenly realise why we say start with a small amount of money.
Yeah. And what you said was that the first half of this year you've been learning, and you've got the 3 strategies and you've got the seal of approval to go live. And you said, okay, I'm going to spend the second half of this year fine-tuning, making mistakes. And that's an amazing thing to recognise, because I think a lot of us go, I'm a trader now, I'm going. But you do need that time. There's still a journey to go on once you're live, to mess up, to play around, to see what you're going to do and to carry on learning.
Yeah. Every day's a learning day.
Every day's a learning day, very much so. And I think the thing that I might highlight for the benefit of anyone who's considering it is this third jump that you describe. It's much more holistic than either of the first 2. I don't think you can compartmentalize that. It's something that is going to have to be part of a wider growth phase and transformation in the way that you see the world. You see your life, you see your relationships, and you see your future. Because regardless of whether or not you plan to make a living from trading, or whether you see it as something that's going to improve your financial freedom in some other way, it's the psychology, the mindset that you have to apply, the self-discipline that you have to apply, I think is inevitably going to require changes that go beyond the trading aspect itself.
Yeah.
It's going to spread out into your whole lifestyle. And I think certainly from those people that I know in the community who are further ahead, who are trading seriously, who are there's something different about those people.
So what do you think that difference is?
I think the difference is self-discipline and awareness of their own mental state and their own mental process.
Really interesting.
Fundamentally.
Yeah. And I think because learning to trade is learning to be successful, right? Because it's all about those disciplines and the way we react to money and the way we react to everything like that. Because sometimes we mess up our trading because we don't necessarily think we deserve to be successful. We don't think we are good traders for this or that reason. I mean, Sophie was sharing a story about when she was doing some coaching with a trader who was doing their back testing, and they're like, oh, these are all terrible. And actually they weren't that bad at all. But because of the internal conversation that's going on, we limit ourselves. So I think trading has broadened what its impact is on my life beyond just the trading. And I think anybody who makes a success of it is probably similar as well, because it does touch all these different elements of who you are and the way you see the world, the way you view money, the way you view yourself.
Yep.
And it's strange that it does it, but it really does.
It really does. And I think it challenges a whole load of the basic assumptions that almost everyone is brought up with. Money is scarce. Resources are scarce. Most people are brought up with a scarcity mindset.
Yeah.
It's automatic. Most people are brought up with a I need to please others and play nicely mindset. Now, I wouldn't suggest for a moment that just because you're a trader doesn't mean you don't play nicely, are mean to other people, but it's a fundamental set of base assumptions that almost everyone is unaware of.
Yeah.
Because they're so generic and they're so deeply rooted in our psyche, because it's how we're brought up from a very early age, almost all of us.
Yeah.
You have to start to challenge some of those really, really deep beliefs in order to trade successfully. And that's it can be, I think, very challenging journey for a lot of people.
Yeah. I think another one is that you have to work hard to make money. And the whole equation of time equals money. And with trading, that just gets obliterated.
Yep.
But if you think it still is the role of making money, then you're going to really struggle.
Yep.
And I think that's partly why people are like, have to check my trade, have to check my trade, have to check it, have to look at it, have to make sure it's doing its thing. Because they feel this subconscious need to have to be present and doing the work, doing something, when the market's the thing doing the work. You've done your analysis, you spent 30 minutes in the morning, if that, raise your orders, and then you can step back and the money gets made without you having to be present. I think that's a bit of a mind messer for some people. Definitely was for me when I first started.
Yeah.
Yeah. What challenges do you think you've had in terms of some of those inherent beliefs to money? Just to throw a big question at you.
Yeah, I think when I started my own business, I got rid of the scarcity thing, because I was like, I can just make more money. I'm just going to work my ass off and just be it's the time thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I did think putting more time in would make me more money, but it gave me more of an abundance mindset rather than the scarcity mindset. But trading has definitely taught me patience. I'm so impatient. I'm such a driver. I want it all to happen right now. So I was taking way too many trades when I started. I said to Lewis on a different episode, probably took me 60 or 70 live trades before I was like, okay, calm down a bit now. I only need 5 good trades a month to get me a 5% increase in my account. That's, 1 or 2 a week. So just calm down. Stop trying to take all these trades and just cherry pick ones that really look good. You're like, I'm totally happy with this criteria.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just slow down a bit, calm down, be patient.
And I think there's lessons.
It's discipline, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's lessons like that which can only be learned by doing it. Because we can talk about the theory all day long. We can even talk about the theory of mindset all day long. But until you're doing it, your feet are hitting the road, you can't feel the pebbles.
Yeah.
I've just made that up. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that one. But you have to walk that experience to have that actual learning.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of times where people are in the mentorship, through the mentorship, they're like, oh, I get why you said that now. I understand where you're all coming from now, whereas they didn't before because they'd not felt the pebble in their shoe.
Yep. Because we don't use all of our mental pathways when we're sitting on a sofa talking about something intellectually, like we are now, not using all of our mental pathways, right? It's only when you're out there and actually doing and actually in the emotional situation that you kick in some of those other parts of your brain that mostly lie dormant. If you don't challenge them, you don't even know they're there.
Yeah.
That's where the real challenges come. It's easy to be intellectual.
Yeah.
It's easy to
so easy.
It's easy to give you the right answer to, oh, I lost a trade. It was just a cost of doing business.
Yeah.
That's easy.
Yeah.
It's really easy to say that. It's really, really hard, though, to actually genuinely, deep inside, feel and understand that the trade lost was the cost of doing business. Yeah. That's different.
It is, yeah.
So...
Yeah. And it takes practice.
It does.
To learn, to train the right response to an event like that as well. So even the other day I had a trade, which is the new strategy which we're going to be revealing at the Summer Social. And it went against me, which it does sometimes, and I went to enter back into the market in revenge trade, and I caught myself doing it, and I went, no. And so the only way I could stop myself doing it was exit the browser and walk away.
Yes,
So I was like,
revenge
no,
trade.
yeah.
I like that.
Because I was like, you bastard market, you've taken this money away from me. It wasn't a lot, so it was like, 1%, it's not a big deal. And I was like, I'm going to get it back because I know the market's going to do blah, 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 blah. And guess what? When I know the market's going to do something, it doesn't do it.
Yeah.
It teaches me a lesson very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's recognizing that sense of confidence is internal.
Yeah.
You're not projecting it onto the market. The market doesn't care.
Yeah, it really doesn't
It
care.
really doesn't care what you think.
It really doesn't.
And it's the conscious awareness of your mental processes that yesterday were subconscious and today a tiny fraction of it has now risen to becoming conscious.
Yeah.
That's the iterative process
Exactly.
that I'm very much in at the moment.
Yeah. So what does the future hold for James now he's trading?
Big family, are you asking big plans, bigger family plan, bigger picture?
Whatever you're comfortable to share.
I'm comfortable to share. So, as I said, Lisa's working on building property business, which could be another conversation at some point. I'm still very much working at the moment. I have a good job. I have a professional job with responsibility and so on, which I actually mostly enjoy. I enjoy about 85% of it, I'd say.
That's really good.
About 15% of it's pain in the bum.
Yeah.
But that's pretty normal for any role. We are intending, broadly speaking, that in another, let's say, year or so, neither of us will have to work. From my side, hopefully the trading is going to fill the financial gap there. From Lisa's side, hopefully the property is going to fill the financial gap. At the moment, I can't. That's my next. So that financial independence, so that I don't have to work, for me, is my next self-transformation step.
Yeah.
At the moment, the plan is that will free up, obviously, when I don't need to work, that will free me up from both the time constraint, but also the bigger thing, I think, is having the ability to think outside the box and not be constantly confined into the way of thinking that I need to be in that role.
Yeah.
After that, I'm not quite sure. We'll see. We'll
That's
see
quite
how that.
exciting,
We'll see how that
yeah.
works out. But really, the thing I'm aiming for is to not be constrained into that I'm an employee with those responsibilities mindset.
Yeah.
I want to have a little bit of. I want to take some time to think, to gain the freedom and the more expansive vision of where do I want to go next with my life.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to just see what happens and see what then comes to the top in terms of what I want to do next. It could be taking trading further, or actually it might just be that the trading is enough to maintain the financial freedom for me, and then I develop in some other areas.
Yeah.
So
Very
we'll see,
exciting.
but I'll keep you posted.
Yeah, please do.
Maybe in a year we do another one of these.
Sounds like a
Yes.
plan. Yeah, love that. Love that.
That is amazing. Just using trading as a tool to give you the freedom and the space to think, right, what brings me happiness?
Yeah.
What good can I do in the world? Great.
That's what it's about. I think it's time for a snack.
Should we have a snack?
I think it's time for one.
Okay.
Yeah. Right, so 3, 2, 1. And here we go. How did you like that magic?
That was amazing.
That was amazing,
How did
right?
you do that?
It's just a gift. Once you reach like peak level of trader, you become a magician.
Is it just like literally power of intention?
Yeah, literally, yeah. We're
Are you
manifesting.
actually a Jedi now?
I am now, yeah.
You are.
Yeah. Yeah, as is in my census response. No, it's not.
I think James should uncover a snack.
Okay,
And
I'm gonna
review it.
do it for James. He's gonna reach out for the
Okay.
mic. We don't know whose is whose. Ta-da!
Oh.
So we've got two very different options here. So
So I brought that one.
you're not meant to tell him.
Oh, that one.
Like I don't think you saw.
I didn't see anyway. I didn't see which one you were pointing
Okay.
at. So
We
you're
have M&S, Marmite. Ooh, Dinky Cheese Pinwheels.
Okay.
And I'm going to be surprised equally at this one. Ooh, Click Cornflakes, milk chocolate coated cornflakes. Right, so I'm going to give you this one to open first, James.
So we have Marmite and chocolate.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you like or hate Marmite?
I like Marmite.
Do you eat
actually.
either of these? Are you happy to eat either of these? things?
Yes.
I just realised some
Yeah,
people don't like eating
no,
certain things.
they're all good. If they'd been pork scratchings,
You would have been a
I
no.
would have been no. But yeah, as it is,
But they're not, which is actually upsetting for me.
Chocolate
I love
and
a pork
Marmite.
scratching.
what, that it's not a pork scratching or
Yeah.
that I can eat it?
But it's not a pork scratching. Do you want to try
I'm not
one of
going
these?
anywhere near that.
Okay.
Marmite is absolutely rank.
Wow.
Really? Oh, you're not a Marmite person. Right, there we go. Have it. You'll eat chocolate though, right?
Happily.
Oh, sorry, I've not opened these.
That's right, it's fine. You don't.
You are. Here we go.
Thank you. Click cornflakes. Chocolate covered cornflakes.
We're just so prone to giving our own opinion. We need to wait for James.
Oh, right, yeah.
That's nice. That's like, in a Lion bar.
No, because I'm allergic to nuts.
Oh, okay. In a
Yes,
Lion bar.
yes.
The inside of a Lion bar where you've got the sort of crunchy, chocolatey bit. That's just like that.
Kind of soft, crunchy.
It's kind of soft, crunchy, chocolatey.
There we go. That's all good.
That's quite nice.
And then
I
you
like
can
that.
try this one as well now, James. So out of 10?
Are we doing
Combined
taste and
surprise,
surprise?
yeah,
or
combined.
combined
Yeah.
surprise and
Yeah.
taste?
Someone's watched the podcast.
Probably I'd say about 7, because they're really tasty, but they're maybe not that surprising.
And you need room to grow in case these are better.
Yeah, I do need. Never go 10.
Never go 10.
Have we ever gone 10?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think we have.
that's like a Marmite. What's it called?
What is it,
Breakfast
Marmite?
pastry thing.
It looks a
Dinky
bit like
cheese
it
pinwheel.
looks a bit like a cinnamon swirl thing, doesn't it?
A Marmite cinnamon swirl.
Yeah. That doesn't sound good.
There's a lot of thinking.
I don't know how to feel about it. But I like Marmite, so
So interestingly, I'm talking about different brain pathways just now. So if I close my eyes and taste that, it's like a piece of soggy Marmite toast,
Oh,
which is okay. That's okay. That's good. I don't mind that. But I look at it and I'm expecting it to taste like a Danish pastry. So I've now got a conflict
yeah.
going on in my brain, and my brain's releasing stress hormones purely
Oh, no.
because my eyes,
conflict, yeah.
my vision center says, "Oh, sweet treat," and then my taste buds say, "Oh, Marmite," and that's just a little bit conflicting.
I'm loving that impact. My brain is loving it.
Are you loving it? You're a Jedi, of course.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah. I like
you're disciplined enough to think, this is Marmite.
and I love Marmite, so
Okay.
and I love cheese.
Oh,
So this is like
you'll be
a
taking these home
9.5
then.
for me, yeah.
What's your score, James?
It's very tricky because I think I'm going to have to go an 8 for that, because A, I love Marmite. B, it's more of a surprise.
Yes.
And C, I quite like the fact that it's challenging
Your brain.
Well, it's given me another slight increment on that raising subconscious processes into consciousness.
Yeah.
So this might actually help my trading, having had this snack.
So out of the 4 personality types, which one do you think James is?
Okay, remind me of the 4.
Analytical,
Yeah.
driver,
Yeah.
expressive,
Yeah.
amiable.
Oh.
How do you need to even think about this answer?
Well, I'd say analytical.
There, yes.
Yeah. Yeah?
Yes.
But he expresses himself so well.
Very well.
Yeah.
On the test that I did at the beginning of the mentorship, I came up as amiable.
Oh, interesting. I think you're very analytical. But you're very people orientated.
you saying your
I'm-
test is wrong, Lewis?
Never.
I think I'm
maybe you can
probably
be
a
more
bit.
than one.
I'm probably a bit of a mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in my work, I do spend a lot of time talking to people. I talk to very, very different people in different contexts. I have to solve problems between groups of people with very different
Yeah.
contexts. So I have no choice but to be. I couldn't do this job if I weren't good
Yeah,
at
yeah.
talking to people and understanding people on different levels and
Yeah,
bringing
yeah.
them together. But I do quite feel quite analytical.
Yeah. I think
I
you're
like
very
a bit of
yeah.
analytical
Yeah.
thinking.
Also, most analyticals don't like to be analytical. So, so most important question of the day is which is the winner? The Click chocolate or the Marmite for you?
Having just finished it, I'm going to have to go for the Marmite.
Yes. That's
know
mine.
yours.
You're so happy for me.
I just love the Marmite. I'm like, yay, Marmite.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's the end of the episode.
It is. Thank you so much for
thank you
joining us.
It's been fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me here. I've really enjoyed it.
Absolute pleasure. And everybody who has been watching, thank you very much. We will see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.